Welcome back to the channel. This is Wasabi. This is a battle on the Malinovka map, and we're following Rimac from King's Clan. It is E75 TS, the Tier 8 German premium tank. The TS is variant of the E75. The TS, or the S part, refers to the shielding on the sides of the tank and the turret. She's got nicely decorated with decals. So this is Malinovka, of course. So one of the battlegrounds on the map is the hill, which is important to take. And he's heading there. So we'll see what support he gets there. So a couple of tanks spotted already. And yeah, it's basically heading up here. It does have a heavy tank mission, the HT4. Let's have a quick look at that. HT4 for the Object 260. So he needs to do 6 critical hits and destroy 5 enemy vehicles for the honours. We'll keep an eye on that through the game. And here the tanks pushing forward has spotted some tank destroyers in the normal spot, so puts a shot in there towards the Su-130 PM, but doesn't go anywhere near it. So this may or may not be a sniper tank. I'm not sure that was fully aimed in, but anyway, Rimac doesn't wait around, keeps pushing up there. So he's doing the right thing here, trying to stay out of vision. Getting close to the red line here means that you're not going to get spotted as you go up the hill. Tanks that stay near the edge of the hill can be liable for being spotted and potentially for targets for artillery, but looks like this is an artillery-free game. Well, it makes a change. Anyway, so that's going to give Rimac a bit of confidence here. Anyway, so he's pushing up to the hill. He looks like he's a bit on his own here. There's some tanks behind, but they're moving pretty slowly. But before he crests, he's going to take the opportunity to take some shots in there. Puts a shot in at the Su-130 PM just as he goes dark, and similarly with the Su-122-44, will he get a shot in on there? He does, and in fact he gets a kill for the Su-122-44, so that's good. Looks like he's going to put another blind shot in for good measure. We'll see what that does. Doesn't actually show any result, but we'll see if anything turns up in the after game. KV3 there, offering the side of his turret, and he does some spotting damage and a small amount of hit point damage, but it was destroyed by the Tiger 1. So he continues to push up. He's now got a CS44, it's the Polish medium tank, tier 7, and he's in fact top tier in this game, but it's only a tier 8, tier 7 match, so it's only one tier spread. But also gives him some help there. Gets a side shot in on Centurion 5-1, and looks like he's got some targets down there, but he does notice the T28 prototype. So this is one thing, when you're moving around and you're taking shots, always zoom out to give yourself a bit more situational awareness. That's a good thing, good practice Rimac has got there. He manages to bounce the T28 prototype. He's already put a hit in through the sides of the turret. It's got some weaknesses on the turret, the T28 prototype. So as long as you know where to shoot, puts a second shot in. So it looks like a similar shot, which has brought the T28 prototype down now to probably 2-shot. He's rolling around about 400 damage per shot, or just under. So he's trying to aim here for the commander's hatch. Well, it doesn't seem to have connected at all, but nonetheless, he's got these tanks here. They're all pulling back because, having been damaged, they clearly don't want to engage directly. T28 prototype is firing premium at him, but it's not penetrating, so he's managing to block the reasonable number of shots. So he's just waiting to try and aim in. Took some damage there to a viewport. That's not going to matter here with the ranges that he's shooting at. So, but he's now got a few tanks there to select from, different targets with different strengths and weaknesses. So which ones he chooses really would depend on where he thinks he's going to get the most success. So he's trying again, put in a pretty low percentage shot on the Centurion 5-1 on the commander's hatch. It's probably better to try and get him in a slightly different angle. So it's the Tiger 1. Tries to go through there. It doesn't seem to have connected at all. So not getting much success now with some of these rounds going in, but just keep at it, I'm sure. There you go. Finally gets a penetrating hit just under 400 damage on the Tiger 1. and he hasn't so far lost any hit points, so that's good, maintaining it. He did see a T-34 down the back who's got a similar sort of high alpha gun to the one Rimac is using, so he doesn't necessarily want to become a target of that, which is also a bit derpy. The Tiger 1 gets taken out by the Tiger 1 on Rimac's side. Now he's getting a side shot on the T28 prototype. Can he capitalise on that? Yes, he does. So the T28 prototype's down now to a one shot. And he's got the Centurion 5-1 there. Just going to line up there and get him through the front plates. Yes, he does. That's the end of the Centurion 5-1. So that's 2 kills now to Rimac. He's just got the T28 prototype now offering him his front, but does that make him a target in terms of crossfire? Yes, it does. The Scorp G on Rimac's side takes care of him. Puts a basically snapshot into where he thinks the T-34 was. He took a bounce in from there, so one thing you can do is line up the direction that the bounce came in from and basically put an educated guess into where you think that is. Snaps on the move, so for all those carefully aimed shots, he manages to get a hit on the T-34 driving as fast as he can down the hill, so that's an interesting bit of RNG there. He's punished the T-34 already in payback for getting a hit in, and the T-34 gets taken out by the Tiger 1, so the Tiger 1's mopping up pretty well. There's a King Tiger C there. Now, King Tiger C, that's the captured King Tiger US tank, but you get it from the Amazon Prime link up, so it's not always going to be in the hands of a good player, and it looks like this player is not necessarily doing much. He's certainly given up, and Rimac gets the kill on him, saves a shell by ramming him to death. And look, there's only one tank left now. This is a 14 tank game, not a 15-1, and there's only the Chinese tier 8 tank destroyer down there, but he's already got tanks closing on him, and I don't think Rimac's going to get another shot in here. Let's see what happens. Yes, the Ferdinand takes him out. So anyway, that's the game. Good damage result there. Let's look at the results. So you got a first class badge for that. Probably pretty close to an ace. We'll have a look at that later. Got a spotter badge, bruiser, fire for effect, and shell proof. Got cool headed for basically bouncing off at least 10 ricochets. Steel wall, of course, for the amount of block damage that he did, more than the hit points of his tank, and the high caliber reward for the most damage. In terms of the damage, he 4197, so he did get the couple of blind shots in there compared to what we saw during the game. There you go, 1349 base experience. That should have been enough for an ace, but clearly there's some good players playing this tank. 3 kills, but definitely topped the experience and damage on his team. So excellent result there. 24 shots fired, 15 connected. So there's a lot of the misses showing up there. 11 of the hits penetrated, but he was full on frontal to most of the tanks he was fighting there. So in the end, netted 149,000 credits. So a very good earning game there. Anyway, great result, Rimac, and thanks for the content.